I'll never get out. Oh God, what will happen to me now?
Hey everybody, it is Quicken, and I am so excited to bring you a monthly favorites. So my last monthly favorites, I was like, hey, give this a thumbs up if you're into it. And I think a lot of people were. And this last month, I have been so excited to make this video. I could not wait. So I'm really excited to do my monthly favorites, and I'm gonna get into it because I believe I have a lot of stuff. So this monthly favorites, I know I don't usually do a ton of products, but this one is a little product heavy. If you're not into products, skip ahead, I guess. But I do have some cool things, not necessarily all makeup, some of it is skincare and hair care. But I'm gonna jump in. And the first thing I have been definitely feeling this month is this Let the Good Times Roll cleanser by Lush. Logan and I went to Lush for Vlogmas and I picked this up. It smells really, really good. And I've been using it primarily for my face. I keep it in the shower so the expiration date is already wiped off. It's starting to lose its super fragrance, but it smells so good. I think it's all the time. I don't think it's just for Christmas, but it does smell like cookies, like sugar cookies. So you can see in there, I'm almost at the bottom, which is kind of a good thing because I waste so much Lush stuff. I just threw out a lotion the other day that just expired, and I use it all the time. I don't know what's going on. So this is in a smaller container just like this. I'm almost through it, but I do use this every day, and it has been really great for my face. So it says face and body, and at first I was like, this is not touching my face. And then I ran out of my facial cleanser that I've been using for years, my salicylic acid, acne preferred face wash that I got matched at Sephora. I ran out of that. And I was like, oh no, I'll just die. And I remembered this was in my shower and it says face. I've been using it on my face and I really do like it. So it's kind of funny, I prepared to do this entire face clearing video. We shot the intro in the snow and everything like that. It was really nice. I started using this and my skin cleared up and I was like, I can't fucking do the video now. I don't know if I'll repurchase though, because I have a lot of blackheads, and although it does exfoliate, it got rid of all my acne. I have not had a severe breakout since using this. I do have some deeper pore stuff that needs attention, so maybe dip back in to the products I got for the video. I do really like this though. If you don't have blackheads or big pores, this is definitely I don't know, cleared up my acne right away. Thanks a lot. The next thing for skincare is actually these little face masks. And what I really like about these, this is from the brand Earth Therapeutics, but you can see it's all in Korean, but I actually got this at Ulta. So what I really like about this, it says look good, feel good, cruelty free, no animal testing. I get a lot of these Korean K-beauty masks, and sometimes you'll get them and there's just one application of product in there. I think Ulta's getting rid of their K-beauty stuff because I got a ton of these things on sale. But if you get one of these for your under eyes, there's only one application in here. And you're like, this is a ton of plastic for one fucking hamster. What I really like about this, because I've been on this quest for my under eye bags, it's a whole thing. I was explaining it to John. I was over the summer when I was upset and looking my worst, it kind of made sense. And now that I'm feeling a lot better, my mental health is soaring. I'm I still look like I did over the summer. I still look tired and sad, and I don't want to look that way. So I've really, really been trying with under eye stuff. Please leave a recommendation. I've been looking up different things, and I really like these. So, tangent aside, this box comes with a couple applications. And I actually have 2 boxes, so I'm already here. But what I really like about this is you can just take this one package, it's not a whole freaking thing, and it has these little fake cucumber little things for your eyes, and they just go right on there. So the only problem is like, if you like do a beauty mask or whatever, and you like sit in the tub and then like go on your phone or like read a book while you have your mask on, or like watch a TV show, you can't, because it's fucking covering your eye. It kind of forces you to relax, and maybe if I just relax, the eye bags would go away as well. So this came, I'm pretty sure this was $9.99 for a pack of 2. So that's like the best deal out there, and I think that, I really do think that these work. Next for products, I have 3 drugstore products. The first one is this Hydra Touch primer by NYX. Like I said, the Lush face wash I really do like, but it is exfoliating and it is drying. I've never had a problem with dryness before, so you can kind of see a little patchy on the old forehead there. Cover that up. So I did switch to a hydrating base, and I do like this. It's easy to put on, and I feel like it keeps my makeup on. I've been wearing a little more makeup than usual, just been feeling good, waking up on time and stuff. I do like this. Next, I have this e.l.f. clear brow gel. And it's funny, I was using a brow gel by NYX, and I dropped it, and it shattered. It was like in a mascara tube, and it shattered. I'd never seen anything like that before. I was like, what just happened? I've seen palettes shatter and blushes, but not a mascara. So I was like, okay, I'm not using that anymore. So I got a little cheapy one just to get me by, and I actually really do like it. So I have been using a clear brow gel versus a tinted one. I think like now that I'm going for a more subtle and not look at my fucking eyebrows look, I do like doing the clear gel. I like the way it looks. It does have that like micro blade kind of look to it, which I really do like. It puts all those hairs up, and usually you can kind of see with this one, like my other tinted brow gel, I really do like. I do recommend it. It was by NYX. I have had it for like 2 years. It's never going away. Because it has pigment in it, when I would brush up, you could see the pigment, and it would kind of just leave my brows looking a little muddy. So I do like this clear stuff. I can just like slather it on, put all those hairs up. Looks good. And this kind of blew my mind a little bit, is this Soap and Glory scrub. I'd never used this brand. I actually got this in my stocking for Christmas, and I was like, thanks. And checked it out, used it, and really, really liked it on my tattoos. So it's really brightening on my tattoos. I like the fragrance, take it or leave it, but it comes out and it's like exfoliating. It's kind of like a gel texture, so you feel it going on your skin, and you can kind of manipulate it and rub it in, you know, if you need more or less. And I really like it. I went to Ulta to price check it, and you can get a full-size bottle for $9.99. This is just a little travel guy. I ended up really liking it. So I have 3 makeup items, and this first one is a Kat Von D liquid lipstick, and this is a special thumbelina. So this red is really, really pretty. I actually got this for Christmas from Barnet Fair from one of the stylists. Usually, like, if you're an assistant at a salon or whatever, they like give you presents. So I was like, this is amazing. Who knew? At my last salon, I was just tipped out at the end of the year, so this was a lot more fun, honestly, to get presents from my coworkers. So one of the things I have been so many cats live here. One of the things I've been wearing nonstop is this color. So what I really like about it is Melissa picked it out for me, and all like some of the proceeds from this color go to an animal sanctuary. So I was like, you get me. So I really like this color. It's kind of a bit unusual. It's a little more of a like electric red. I just think it's really beautiful. I wore it for Christmas. I wore it for parties. I wore it out on a date, and I thought it was really beautiful. I haven't bought a new Kat Von D lipstick in like 2 years. So when I got this, I was like, hell yeah, because they kind of last forever. I'm still using the ones from beauty school. Speaking of not updating any of my makeup since beauty school, I grabbed this Tarte palette at the beginning of the month, and I actually really liked it. So disclaimer, I definitely am fully aware of all the controversy going around with Tarte. And I think, you know, if you're not aware, like, they came out with a range of, I believe, concealers. I'm a little out of the loop. I haven't bought makeup for a while. So when I was at Ulta, I was like, I hope no one used this and put it back and I'm buying it. Tarte came out with like a range of concealers, and a lot of them are on the light side, whereas there's not a ton of deeper, darker shades. And there was a ton of public backlash about it. But what I feel confident about is that Tarte is a company that is online and they have a social media presence. So it's definitely not something that like they could ignore. And I think it's really cool that we can be in a society where we can push the brands that we like to do the right thing. So I do feel confident that Tarte is one of those companies where like the people who work there are young and understand the demand of clients and customers. So I think that they'll change it. So I feel good about Tarte. If it was a different company, like an older company, a company like without a lot of understanding of like social media and trends, like I think I wouldn't feel as confident. But I have a lot of hope for Tarte. I think, you know, we live in a time where customer feedback is fucking free and available and constant. I don't know if you remember like hanging out at the mall when you were a kid, but there used to be people with clipboards who would like take surveys and pay you like $1 or $5 to do these surveys. And it would be like, what do you think about Pepsi? When you look at this image, does it make you want a Pepsi? And you'd be like, I guess, can I have $5? I'm 13. So we've come a long way from weird mall surveys, and Tarte came out with their color line. We were like, what are you doing? Keep up. Like, I like this brand. I want to use your products. Make them for me. That being said, I actually got this. So I've been spending a lot of time at John's house, and I wanted to get something small that would fit in a makeup bag or like an overnight bag and stuff like that. And I have a Too Faced Naked palette about this big that is literally from before beauty school. I can't like blend the colors anymore, and this whole time I'm like, Too Faced, you're on my shit list. And I was like, bitch, that fucking palette is 5 years old. So after a little pep talk, I took myself to Ulta to get a small little palette, and I got this Dream Big palette. I didn't hear anything about this. I don't know if people even care about this thing, but I really do like it because it is small. I went there, and these palettes these days are this big, and I'm like, my makeup bag is an old Ipsy bag. So I got this. I believe this retailed for about $30, which is comparable or on par with the little Too Faced palette I used to have. So you can see these colors right here. They're really pretty, and they're not all matte shades. There was a little palette called Chocolate Chip. It was like the Too Faced chocolate palette, but mini. That one was about $28 too, but all the shades were like strikingly matte. And I was like, I want a little bit of both. My hair is new. Let's highlight and gleam and whatever. So this is really, oh, it smells so good. Like, makeup companies making their makeup smell good now, I'm here for it. So you can see that these are all kind of warm shades. I figured with my new hair, I would get some warm shades, some things I can work with. I thought that purple was really pretty and cute, and like these colors definitely I could understand how to work with, starting with these colors. I thought it would be perfect for just like what I need to travel back and forth and be able to create like some eye looks for work and whatever. I did this eye look today. The next thing I have is this Lock-It Kat Von D little powder, translucent powder. This is just the trial size from the like Beauty on the Fly, Beauty on the Go like part of Sephora. I can probably get away with using this one for a while, and this one's $15. It was a price point I liked. And just a good little powder for me. I kind of was like, sometimes my makeup just like falls right off. What's up with that? And I was like, because it's all from the drugstore. So I wanted to invest in something good, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and I know Kat Von D is trying her hardest with the vegan agenda, so I was like, hey, get this. Take the guesswork out. You know this is good. My final product I wanted to mention is this Evo Fabuloso conditioner. I did an updated hair care routine. I don't know if that video is gonna come out first or this video because I filmed them both today. But I wanted to mention this even though it would be a little bit of a repeat because it is in my other video. So this is the Fabuloso conditioner in light beige. This is an Australian company. They're cruelty free, but finding this might be a little difficult. I'll try to leave an Amazon link if I can find one, because this is in salon from my salon at Barnet Fair. If you live in Philly, you can pick one of these up. They have a range of like 10 different things, but what's cool about this, blah, 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 is this is a pigment conditioner. You can kind of see a little pigment there. And this is in the color beige, just to refresh my ends. You know, I thought I would have natural hair and I could just wash it and that would be it. I'd never have to think about it again. But you guys know that blonde is a little challenging. If you have, you know, after you wash it, it can get brassy or murky. And because my hair is this beige color, I feel like it kind of, even depending on the lighting, my hair becomes a different color. So I want to make sure I'm putting pigment and conditioners in it. We actually use this full line at my salon for back bar just to like bump people up in place of a toner. We have a copper one and a mahogany one that we use with clients just to like pack some pigment into their hair. And after using it back bar, I wanted to buy it for myself and check it out. They have a shade one darker than this called Caramel that I might buy next time just to like maybe melt this a little more. It's just like a shade more, I don't know, color intensity conditioning. I actually really like this though, and it smells good. It's kind of like beautiful in the package. The first couple days I hated the packaging, and then I was like happy to see it. So watch my hair care video if you want to see how I use this. I don't know if it's out yet or in the future. So this month I actually got, Barnet Fair came out with bandanas. They're really, really cool. We used images from like our opening and the Barnet Fair like flash tattoo event. I vlogged that, you can check that out. So we just took all those images and we had them put on a bandana. And it was really cool. Everyone at the salon has been styling their bandanas in different ways, which is really awesome because, you know, I like to style bandanas, so it's cool that we're all like on the same like weird trend thing. We also all went to the Women's March, which was this last month. I really wanted to open up about it on social media, but I know that there is kind of a call to action about the Women's March, like improving, and people want it to improve, or people like boycotted it this year. So I just felt like I shouldn't like make a big deal out of it on social media because I know how I feel, and this year I felt really, really grateful. Last year at my salon, you know, the stylist cracked jokes about the Women's March, and like me and the front desk girl just like stood by the window the whole time and like watched people with pink hats walk by our salon, and we just felt like we weren't doing the right thing. This year our salon told us that we had the day off for the Women's March so we could all go together. You know, we are an independent women's owned salon, and all of us there like happen to be women as well, or like female identifying people. So we all got together the night before and like made signs together, and we all like used the same like supplies, so all of our signs kind of looked like in theme. I used a sign that was inspired by lyrics by Rihanna, and because Rihanna's music has just been taking me to the next level lately. I've had anti on every day, so when we were making signs I was like, I already know what I want my sign to say. I just had a lot of fun, and I just feel so grateful to be in an environment where like just a year ago it was like, oh, you want to go to the little Women's March? And now it's like we're going and we're talking about it and we're making our signs together and we're talking about like what works and what doesn't and experiences we've had, and it's such a good step. And I know people want more from the Women's March, but even in my like small community outside of the internet of women I know every single day, even just being able to participate was such a big step for us. So depending on where you are in your like quest for feminism or women's rights or just understanding, if you were just an ally at the march, like, thanks for going. Like, that's awesome. So in Philly, we had our own outside of the one in DC, and it was a ton. It was very emotional. Melina and I were crying and sloppy, and then we walked around afterwards and people would stop us and take pictures of our signs. And although like I started to feel anxious about that, because my sign was a push for like consensual sex and talking about consent, so having people take pictures of it, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm talking about sex. So I started to get a little fatigued on that. But it was really fun, and we hung out the whole night, and I got to make people laugh, and like, what an awesome exercise in like being a woman. So that was cool. I loved it. Happy to be a part of it. I'm happy that conversations are happening around the Women's March to improve it and make it stronger and better. But I also think that like entry-level women, like my grandma called to like talk about me going, and she was like, I'm gonna tell your uncle that you went. And I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. So that happened this month, and it was a lot of fun. See, I have a few more things. This is gonna be long. So for food, so this month there is a restaurant downtown. If you're from Philadelphia, ever passed through, maybe you went to This Is Hardcore and someone told you to go to Hip City Vedge. It is a like mock fast food style restaurant that is all vegan in Philadelphia. There's 2 locations. If you followed me while I went to beauty school, there was one by my beauty school I went all the time. They have a bomb milkshake. So that restaurant is actually owned by a restaurant called Vedge, which is a very high-end restaurant. For Christmas, I ended up taking John to Vedge for his Christmas present, and it was actually like a lot of fun. He got dressed up and like combed his hair, like I wore heels, and we ordered like a true meal. It was kind of fun because we are people who were like, get a slice of pizza or like get a sandwich. So to sit down at like a proper restaurant was like really, really cool. So much I wanted to mention it on here. Like John was really awesome. He watched my apartment while I went home for Christmas and straightened up and watched Ethan. And I was like, this guy deserves like a high-end meal. And me too. I never ever do that. Oliver Peck was there. Like it was amazing. If you ever have a chance to go to Vedge for like somebody's birthday or like a graduation or something, everything was really interesting to eat, very thoughtful, food I could not recreate at home. So definitely a lot of fun. On the other end, this other restaurant I went to this month was called Land of Kush. And I actually grabbed a menu because I knew I was gonna mention it in my favorites. So we went to Baltimore the other night, and it was the very first time I'd ever been to Baltimore. It was kind of like spur of the moment. There was like some Bronco parts, I guess on Craigslist, that were like for sale, and they were like a really good deal. And I was like, fuck it, I'll come. I'd love to come for a long drive. So it wasn't far from Baltimore, and we'd never been, so we decided to go to Baltimore just to like grab dinner. And we went to this Land of Kush. So this is called a vegan soul bistro, and I love soul food. Like, I ordered sides and was immediately full. So I love this restaurant. I like the way it was served, and even the sides were huge portions. So I got like a best value. I got curry chicken, which says soy protein smothered in a mild curry sauce. And then I got baked macaroni and cheese, wheat elbow noodles in vegan cheese. It was so, so good. They had like donuts there, iced tea. It was super chill. So if you ever find yourself in Baltimore on a whim, this is where I went. I really liked it. For entertainment, that's what I have written in my notebook. I have 2 things. I should have said this first because all month I have been sweating this, and it is a TV antenna. I don't know if this is just American based or whatever, but I'm somebody, well actually my internet was turned off like the second week of January, my downstairs neighbors moved out and turned the power off in their apartment, and I guess like crucial wires to my apartment were involved in that. So I haven't had internet, which has put a big dip in my my career on YouTube. Thanks, Comcast. Actually, I just figured it all out today on the phone. However, without that, I have been watching Antenna TV. And let me tell you how amazing it is. So this is actually John's antenna for his TV. We plugged it in, and immediately, like sitting on the couch, I ordered an additional antenna for my apartment from Amazon. My antenna is a lot better, but I think his antenna was free from the city. I don't know how that program works, but I'll leave it Amazon link for my antenna is just better. It picks up, like, it has a wider range. So I just plugged this in to the back of the TV where you would plug in a cable box. If you are someone who like only watches shows like through the internet, like you have a smart TV but you don't have cable, I get a bunch of channels with the antenna. I get the news, which has been really cool. I got to watch the Mummers Parade. I got to watch that like WHYY Lady Gaga performance. I like having the ability to like have something live. I know like I miss that from growing up and like having like the channels when you were a kid, like MTV, VH1, Comedy Central. Like I used to really like those channels. And when I got older, I was like, well, I don't want to pay for TV. It's just like too expensive. It like doubles my Comcast bill. So I was like, no TV ever again. Say goodbye to TV. When you go home to your grandmom's house, enjoy a couple channels, but this is it. So with the antenna, I love that I can watch the news, or like there's this one channel that always has Roseanne on. Like I'm not kidding. It's a 24-hour loop of Roseanne. There's this other channel. I love all these public access channels. I like watch the news in the morning while I'm drinking coffee, and it's free. I don't know. So if you're like me and you're like primarily like a Netflix, Hulu person, and every once in a while you want to get in touch with the world, like I know the Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl, and I want to understand what's going on with all that. The news coverage has been amazing. An antenna for your TV. I know how crazy it sounds, but I love it. So the final thing I have for entertainment is actually a video game. John asked me to house sit for him while he went to Pittsburgh, and I have just been loving being here. And like I said, it's just Antenna TV. So I brought over my Nintendo Wii, and I've been playing Paper Mario. I got so hooked on Paper Mario. I like it. I downloaded it in 2009 for my Wii. Played 25 minutes of it. I know that because that's where I started. So I played 25 minutes of it and I was like, this is lame. Got back into it, and it is a lot like playing like a Game Boy Pokemon game. Like you'll run into enemies and you create strategies where you will defeat the enemy, and then like as you go through the game, different characters will walk with you and you can use their powers as well. Like, I don't know, I know how it sounds. So you can have like a bomb will follow you for a little while, and you can use the bomb's abilities while you're fighting, and you have to create strategies to like conquer maps and different stuff like that, and you have to like go between cities to like get health, and there's almost like a Pokemon Center, and you can go to Toad's house to sleep and like recharge. It's a nice game if you like just want like a chill kind of strategy game, which is what I'm into. It's kind of fucked up, like I use it to like unplug. Even though it's a video game, I'm like, man, this video game's 20 years old. I'm gonna use it to unplug. And that's kind of what I do. I was like, sit down, strategize on Paper Mario, we'll eat a little bit of trail mix, hang out with PB, and this will just be a really chill weekend where I like force myself to relax and like force myself off social media, which is always blessed. You're being so good. So if you have a Nintendo Wii, I don't even know if Nintendo Switch has a marketplace for like old Nintendo games. If you have an N64 and you go to the flea market, Paper Mario is kind of worth it. I was like looking up reviews and stuff online, and a lot of people were like, oh, they really dropped the ball on Paper Mario. I'm like, yeah, kind of, but I don't have sky high expectations. I just want to beat it. I want all the star pieces. That's my all favorites. Other than these cats that are my favorite boys. My favorite little boy. This is Olive. So John got Olive over the summer. His neighbor found him, so he was feral. But we took him to... Is this your sticker? We actually took him to get everything he needs to be checked out on, because I bring Ethan here when I hang out. So Olive has a clean bill of health, my little boy, and then, you know, it's time for his. And PB lives here too. So PB, she was an outside cat, but she has like all the indications that she was neutered and stuff like that. So it kind of seems like what we heard around the neighborhood is that a woman, an elderly woman, used to live here and passed away, and I guess her kids didn't want to keep the cats, and PB was one of them, and she suspiciously looks a lot like Ethan, who was also a stray. So that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know, but yeah, it's been a pretty good month. I know this video is pretty long, but I've been feeling pretty good this month. Lots of cool things happening, spending a lot of time at John's house. So when he invited me to move in, I had to say yes. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up, especially if you are into favorites videos. I really do like making them, but obviously this is pretty long because I have a lot of stuff to say. And I've been in a good mood, so a lot of things are my favorite thing. If you're wondering about my hair, I have a whole video about my hair transformation. Now I have new hair. I really like it. I think we're gonna tone it once before tattoo convention, which is also why my fingers look like this, because I'm gonna wait until tattoo convention to do my nails, because I'm just gonna ruin them. I love you guys. Until next time, bye.